The way this board has constructed the current ordinance, anything under $10,000 can be approved by the village manager for payment through the normal course of business operations for the village.
I thought it was under five. It's 5,000. It's 5,000.
Well, okay, they changed it to 5, so
Right.
my apologies.
Okay,
But
no problem.
How do you know what's paid on here?
actually, nothing's paid on here because everything that just check was just generated for this. If you see checkpoint there,
Why do you have an agenda saying pages, bills, and payments?
that's how the clerk listed on the agenda. But if you look at the printed date on these checks, these are the date the checks printed.
Here you go.
And the checks that the mayor has are bills that actually have to go out tomorrow or we're gonna be in default, for the bills that the
They
mayor
don't
just
have to
has.
sign them unless it's been approved by the board. I will not sign the check unless it's been approved by the board. That's why they know it. That's why.
Well, after this point, those,
May I finish the roll call, ma'am?
Okay, roll call.
Okay. Trustee Wilson.
No.
Trustee Brooks.
Both sides pay the bills.
Trustee McMullen.
Both sides.
Trustee Payne.
Both sides pay the bill.
Trustee Brown.
All right,
And Mayor Coe.
aye.
Madam Mayor, the bills and bills passed.
Okay.
So, wait a minute. It was moved by Trustee Brooks, second by Trustee McMullen. They said approved, Madam Mayor. Madam Mayor.
Okay, because I can sign now. Okay, now, Mayor's report. You know what, because of the time and hours, I'm not going to, I'll just save my report till the next board meeting. Other than my visitations and what we did with Ms. Neva Jenkins and that, all the work that we did Friday, I'll just type it up and put it for the next minutes. I won't give a report this time. Okay. Other board, Neva, do you want to make a report before you go? I know it's late and you have kids. You want to give your report right quick?
We had
G.
two presentations. We had two presentations.
Okay, oh, I'm sorry. She has to leave, so I want to give her, her report. Go ahead, Ms. Jenkins.
Make a report or leave?
Yes, no, regular report. Because you have children. You have
Okay, I'm sorry, I have
Been here all
children.
night.
Okay, so, what, I've been working over the past week or so, as the mayor mentioned many times that, we went to Joliet. Been also working with the, town hall, hold on one second, I'll put my notes away. Okay, been working with the town hall committee regarding the, youth summit that we're planning. The point of going to the, Joliet was to find anchor subsidy, agencies that it could anchor the youth summit. So we met with a lot of different places and gathered a lot of good information. As far as the Park and Recreation Department, the director is back now. So I met with her this week regarding a bunch of different things and met with the chief as well, excuse me, involving programming that's going to happen over in the fourth quarter. Some of that being the need for the youth to be from in front of the library, playing in front of the library. So we're going to implement an outdoor rec program that will be with Creekmoney Middle School. I'm going to be meeting with the assistant principal just to look at some of the issues that may be going on in the school that I might not know about internally before we actually assemble these youth at the park. That will be from 2 to 5:30 every Thursday. So that's an effort to remove them from off the library property and move them into a more feasible area so they can play and interact with each other. Also, Ms. Childress presented today to the chief, adult card game club, and also the recruiting for the basketball table for the youth basketball that's coming up, as well as an adult fitness, which additionally I've been working with Trustee Payton the mayor and Chief Pate regarding the Youth Development Center, and Director Gary Richardson, as far as going in there, looking at the facility and putting a handbook together for that facility as well. And then finally, we're going to, I met with Tracy Duckworth, the director at the library, and we'll be doing a collaborative effort of a trunk or treat, which will take place at the University Park Library. We'll be sending an invite, Chief will be sending an invite to you all to hopefully involve your cars in there, as well as the library board is going to participate, and the event will be rain or shine. In the event, Trustee Wilson, I brought you up, and then she brings her motorcycle. The director welcomes your motorcycle inside the library. And I'm sorry for having to leave, but I am a mother as well, so.
I just want to thank you for all the work, and Anita just cut a lot of stuff short. She's been meeting with me on Fridays. She has this fantastic vision of what she's doing with the youth. She has brought back the after-school program. She in East Hampton, and that brings a lot of resources to the village. They have some other ideas of what they're going to do. She's been outsourcing as well with some other people with a fabulous program, and I won't give it away, but she's going to bring that up. And she is, like she said, they're planning a youth town hall meeting with the town hall committee, and I'm bringing in a Mayor Nutter from Philadelphia that I was with in Minnesota, and he's fantastic. He worked with President Obama that initiated My Brother's Keeper, and they're going to bring a lot of people with her. She's going to orchestrate it, and she's been bringing people like spoken word, rappers, and just to get the kids' attention to see just what's going on with them. So she has some other ideas that I'm really happy about. We did tour the exercise center. It's going to be probably free for seniors and youth, and she's looking at a fee, maybe Trustee Payton, $5 a month.
Yes, we're going to be looking at what the operating cost will be to run the facility, and then with your $5 suggestion, and see what other fees will be associated with keeping it up and running. The one thing I did want to mention that I think is important whenever we're able to discuss it is, again, the social media policy.
Right.
Amara and we spoke of that together in the meeting, and based on my experience with social media in the last 5 months, I think it is a viable option. I feel that it should be a responsible person handling the social media to get the information out to the residents, as well as indicate anything about sign up for programs, youth explosions, things of that nature, anything that we want to do, collaborations, and to put the village in a positive light.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Madam President,
Yes.
members of the Board of Trustees, allow me to apologize for my loss of composure. I wanted to give you a report on,
You know, microphone.
Yes, please.
I wanted to give you a report on the things that our staff is doing here at the village. We met with the village manager and your attorneys, our attorneys, and we agreed to work to get your 2016, 2017 audits completed. We're working on definite timelines. We're also working to complete the audits of your TIP accounts. And some of those things are supposed to be discussed in closed session. We're also working on your budget. John Lindblom, our senior accountant, is working. I think they'll be meeting this week, sometime this week, with all your heads of department to finalize your budget. We've reviewed your golf course agreement, and it appears to us that you're paying $50,000 a month to the golf course when you're only supposed to maintain a balance of $50,000 there. So there are no records to support or justify the monthly payment of $50,000. So that's another issue that we're looking at. We've been preparing, adjusting entries for your fund accounts, your the bank balances agree with your general ledger balances. On the TIFs, we prepared a list of documents and other audit items needed for audits, and we've also printed the trial balances and balance sheet for the TIFs from 2010 to 2016. So that we can compare the bank account details with the general ledger for analysis. And in the past month, we completed 4 bank reconciliations, which are TIFs 3, 4, and 5, and capital projects. We're also booked journal entries of TIF 3 and 4 according to the bank reconciliation. And right now, we're working on TIF 5 and capital projects. And we're collecting documents and materials for an external audit. You need to understand that what we're doing is not what you would get from a typical auditor. A typical auditor is going to come into your village, you're going to present them with the documents, they're going to analyze them, and they're going to write their report. We are reconstructing your documents. We've had 2 training sessions with fund balance, and because there were things that were unclear, so we had another training session with fund balance, but we are reconstructing your files. We are not just looking at documents and writing down numbers. And so your general ledger has to be reconstructed, your bank balances have to be reconstructed. We also have the forensic audit taking place, but it's not taking place here. We're reviewing the documents at our own office. So we are putting forth every effort to get this work done and to get out of your hair as soon as possible. And our staff works with your staff every day. They're here. There's no part-timers coming in or not doing anything. The work is clearly there for anybody here who wants to see what they're doing to go right down to your own finance section and see that. We have documents that Jacilia has told us that need to be organized. And so we have to bring in people to organize your files, get them in order so they can be used for audit. So we are doing all of the things that we agreed to do and more. Thank you.
Okay, I have a question or two for you. Have you said have you looked at, anything about TIF 5, TIF 6?
TIF 6 we turned over to your attorneys because the information that we have is that the federal identification number does not belong to University Park, neither are the names on the signature cards. So when Jonna Townsend tried to get information, she was refused. She couldn't get any information at all. We recommended several times that your attorneys, it be turned over to your attorneys. And finally, when we met with your attorneys last week, I sent them that information, and they are now looking into that matter, which is 6.
Okay, and also, there's, you are now getting everything you need, because I know before, you guys were not getting a lot of information.
Yeah, we're getting
everything you need now.
But we need to bring in people to organize records. Jacilia has shown us she's told us 2 places where the records are kept, and they are disorganized, and so we have to bring people in to get the records organized so that we can get them ready for audit.
Because they, before, okay, I just want to know, because you weren't getting cooperation before, but now you're getting everything.
We have no problem.
Okay,
we're getting the work done.
Okay, did anyone ever tell you anything about some fundings for, and I'm sorry, I left this out of my report. Josh, the police department, are we getting any money from Josh, a settlement? We're supposed to get money from this guy once about the grocery store thing. And if he did not comply, we're supposed to get the money. Are we getting those funds?
Mayor, since I've been here, we haven't gotten any funds in regards to that, and that happened before my time.
I know
So-
it is, sir. But no, I was wondering, because they said that was the agreement. If he didn't do that, he was supposed to be arrested. So we need to look into that. The money, we had sets of trains that I've asked a lot about. So fundings for these trains that was supposed to be in the village, is supposed to be in a children's museum many years ago. I've been asking about the money for those trains. Didn't they sell them? Do you have any documentation of somebody selling those? Because those trains were extremely valuable. And trains, really trains.
Model train.
Model